Hi boys and girls. Today in science I want to talk to you about the atomic theory. So we're going to talk about three parts of the atomic theory. We're going to talk about atoms, we'll talk about elements, and we'll talk about compounds. We start with atoms. Atoms are the smallest building blocks of matter. And then when we move into talking about elements, elements are made up of all the same type of atoms. And then we get even larger. Compounds are when two or more atoms mix together and make something new. So let's start with atoms. Atoms are made up of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Protons have a positive charge, neutrons have no charge, and electrons have a negative charge. Protons and neutrons are located in the nucleus. They're fixed in a tight nucleus in the center. Electrons, with their negative charge, are moving all around the outside in an electron cloud. So you can picture an atom like a circle, and in the center of that circle is the nucleus with protons and neutrons, and around it are electrons moving around with their negative charge. So protons would be the smallest part of an atom, then the nucleus would be a bigger part, and then we get even larger. We think about an element. An element is a type of matter made up of only one kind of atom. It has the same number of protons no matter which atom we're looking at. It has the same number of protons in every single one of those atoms. The element is always the same number of protons. This piece of gold, that piece of gold, that piece of gold. Same number of protons. However, the electrons change. An atom can gain and lose electrons. It doesn't stay the same all the time. And the number of neutrons can be different too. So the important part that stays the same are the protons. The number of protons are unique to each element. So the number of protons in gold is different than the number of protons in hydrogen or oxygen or neon or helium. All of them have different numbers. Elements are the smallest particles, the smallest substance of matter. Let's look at one example. So neon is an element that has 10 protons. So you can see there are 10 protons here and 10 protons here. These are both neon. It doesn't matter that this one has more electrons or that this one has fewer neutrons. These are both the same element. These are both neon. Why? Because they have the same number of protons. 10 protons here, 10 protons there. A compound is an even bigger. So we went from proton to nucleus to an atom to an element. Now we have compounds. Compounds are what happens when there is a chemical change to the atoms. At least two types of atoms are combined with a chemical change happening. For example, this is a common one. This is a compound we all know. We take two hydrogen elements, so hydrogen atoms, a bunch of hydrogen atoms, put them together with a bunch of oxygen atoms, and they combine to make water. So we've got our new compound there. Some of the properties in water have changed. For instance, hydrogen is a gas, oxygen is a gas, water is a liquid. So boys and girls, I'd like you to rewatch, rewind, take notes in your science notebook, and be ready because tomorrow you actually have a test on everything we've learned about matter. So study everything we've learned. How matter changes, physical properties. Physical changes, chemical properties, chemical changes, mixtures, solutions, everything, and the atomic theory. So make sure that you study all of those things so that you're ready to take a test on matter tomorrow. Happy learning!